Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Jacob Thiede, and today I will be basically providing a really brief summary of my paper on tap dance as medium for composition, analyzing and creatively using notation and technology within dance. This paper aims to comprehensively analyze different systems of notation by comparing and contrasting them with modern music notation. Additionally, I propose a new form of notation for both tap dancers and musicians, which is inspired by elements of Rudiments for percussion. Ultimately, I apply 3 suggested methods for composing for tap dance in addition to creating a unique Max for Live device, which allows tap dancers to actively interact with the computer or Ableton Live as a software or DAW, and then change the tempo with effortless precision. I have spent the past year exploring and researching different applications of tap dance in contemporary music composition. My primary inspiration for this intermedia collaboration was Nicholas Van Young's application of tap dance with Dorrance Dance Company. Their seamless applications of tap dance and electronic music sparked intrigue and excitement in me when I was first exposed to their electronic tap dance program. I collaborated with my wife, Ari Thiede, of Rhythmic Soul's Tap Company to create our own works exploring tap dance and electroacoustic music. Together, we have created original music and choreography by 3 means. The first is Labanotation, or prescriptive notation. The second is rudiment notation. And the third is interactive performance combined with guided improvisation. I share the culmination of my research thus far in 2 original compositions, Son Mon, as well as In Other Words, and then 1 transcription, the paradiddle variations by Anthony Morigerato. Labanotation serves to be useful for tap dance by specifying where and how the body should move while performing specific rhythms and rudiments. For musicians and composers, learning Labanotation allows for clear instructions of various prescribed notation. Donald Byrd defines prescriptive notation as, quote, something that describes the actions the performer should take rather than the sounds they are to produce, end quote. With the increased use of motion sensing hardware and software, composers can use Labanotation to trigger and process electronic samples. To demonstrate, research, and experiment with the possibilities of Labanotation as medium for composition, I have composed a piece for 2 performers. In my work, Sans Main, or Without Hands in English, the dancers/musicians move their feet along an amplified piece of wood. The contact microphones can be processed through various effect pedals, plugins, and additional software so that every single movement made on the wood is amplified. By specifying which parts the foot moves, different timbres emerge. Here I have a sample of the work that Ari and I did while rehearsing. After Laban notation, there are various forms of dance notation, but I primarily explore creating a different or alternative form for musicians or even percussionists that are familiar with paradiddles and rudiments. The building blocks of tap dance can be summarized by the basic elements of the tap dancer's foot, the heel and the toe. The following are terms that use the heel and toe in various contexts. Each term has a specified symbol or a letter associated with it. By placing each symbol under the notated rhythm, the tap dancer might easily know how to step the rhythm. This is similar to how percussionists use the letters R and L to denote which hand to strike the instrument. This table provides the building blocks for the 10 basic steps you can do within tap dance. There are common rudiments with many different vernacular names used in tap dance. Some rudiments require only 1 foot and others require both. The paradiddle will be used as an example of a rudiment using only 1 foot. The paradiddle consists of 4 different toe and heel motions: dig, brush, step, and heel. The symbols used for these steps are D, B, S, and H. Thus, the paradiddle will be recognized by the sequence of symbols for the rudiment, D, B, S, H. The rudiment can be used in any rhythmic fashion. In these examples, an accent is used to mark the beginning of the rudiment, but is not necessarily required. So the first is showing the 2 staves that separate the 2 feet, the right and the left, and the accent mark, in addition to where the paradiddle line begins, shows where it starts. The second rudiment is the cramp roll, and it alternates between the right and left. And right here you have a progression going faster of toe, toe, heel, heel, 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 and you get the rest. Here's an example and application of this tap dance notation within Anthony Murigerado's Rudiments, called paradiddle variations. One of the primary means for controlling data from a digital tap board or a contact mic connected to a computer interface is by converting transients of the audio from the tap dancer to control the tempo within Ableton Live. This actively allows the performer to influence and interact with the accompaniment provided by the computer. By using the change object, transients of an audio signal can be detected by crossing a specific threshold defined by the user. On the left side of the Max for Live device, the user can define the specific threshold with respect to their audio signal, or the black line. If the user does not trigger the green button to the right of the threshold detector, they must adjust until they are comfortably triggering that button. When the user is comfortable with the transient detection level, they can use Ableton Live's MIDI map mode to map any specific MIDI device to control turning the M for L on and off, reset the tempo to a specific value, and clear the average tempo detected. The signal path of this object consists of the audio signal from the plugin object and then sent through a maximum object, which outputs a signal which is the maximum of the two input signals. This signal is sent through a live gain, which is used to measure the amplitude of every channel in dB through the fourth outlet. This number is evaluated with the greater than object, and then the change object to send a bang when the value from the live gain is greater than the value predetermined by the user. This bang, expressed by the green button object, is the detected transient and is what is used to measure the tap tempo and calculate the average so the user can control the tempo within Ableton Live. The detected transient, or the bang from the button object, is sent to a subpatch which uses a timer object to calculate the time between bangs in milliseconds. The resulting time is sent to a division object which divides the time in milliseconds by 60,000 to convert to beats per minute, or BPM. That final value is then approximated, BPM above 640 is divided by 2, and then sent to Ableton Live's master tempo control via the set tempo string 1 attribute and live object. In other words, is a work which explores looping and loops as a primary means of composition. It is scored for solo tap dancer with elements of live and interactive electronics. The work was composed primarily in Ableton Live using simple elements of rhythmic variety and applying the transient tempo modifier. Contrived in 3 sections, in other words, also explores elements of meter and rhythm specific to tap dance, straight 8th note groove and swing 8th note groove. So, in conclusion, while this introduction to tap dance notation and technology is by no means exhaustive, it does serve as a foundational pedagogy for those introduced to the composer-choreographer collaboration. By understanding the pre-existing methods of notation and technology, the composer might be able to better document and express their ideas with the choreographer. Traditional music notation, Labanotation, as well as other forms of prescriptive and descriptive notation, serve as means to express action, sound, rhythm, and even space. More specifically, the notation and technology allows the composer to better understand and communicate with a trained dancer in a variety of styles: ballet, modern, and tap dance. Thank you.